Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go now. All right. I tell you, just in case you don't know, now you know. You done in the building. Don't tell me nonsense. I'm ready. That's a bit of intro out there. Telling all our fans, all our viewers, anywhere you are in the world. We're about to wrap up the year. It is beautiful Friday, the last Friday of the year. It is fantastic show. Friday's pop preview show. All about EPL in the building. I tell you, I'm ready. Come on. It's gonna be loud. Come on! Come on, let's go! That's the thing about Continental Sport. You don't want in the building, people. If you like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're about to get started. Oh my goodness. I got some formidable teams. People from Manchester United. Chelsea fans in the building. I tell you, Arsenal. They're ready. Already, fans, let's gather here, man. Oh my goodness, he's in the building. I tell you, it's gonna be loud tonight. Let me quickly tell you what we're gonna discuss tonight. Quickly, viewers. The EPL Game 18 is about to get started in a moment. Anytime from now, I think Liverpool will be playing. I'm going to show you guys. Yes, Liverpool, West Ham versus Brentford, Liverpool versus Leicester City. I know Irate will be in the mud tonight. Liverpool will be losing, I don't care. All right. Then we'll be talking about January transfer. Which position exactly is your club? Exactly which area are you supposed to be strengthening this January? All in this show. First of all, I'm going to welcome this main man. The man from Arsenal. I think he's ready. Ayes, are you ready with me to start this live show? Ayes, can you hear me anywhere you are right now? Big up to you. Ready? Ayes is scared. He's scared of Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan. You know, that's how Arsenal people always do. They're always scared. All right. Ayes, what's going on, bro? Compliments
I'm
of
good,
the season,
man.
bro.
Compliments, man. I'm good. Good to be back.
All right, loud and better.
Last episode of the year.
I swear that, bro.
You know, the only thing we can do is just to count our blessings and name them one by one. God has been faithful this year.
Absolutely.
Great to be back on the show, yeah.
All right, you're welcome, Ayes. Ayes, an Arsenal fan, is going to tell me tonight they're going to win the league. But hold on, we're going to ask a lot of questions. Arsenal people, calm down. Calm down. All right, I'm going to welcome the man himself. I call him Prof. He's no more Professor Tugal. His name is just Prof. I tell you, I know he's going to change the name. Welcome, Prof. What's going on? No more Professor Tugal. It's now Prof.
Well. It's good to be back on the show. Good evening, everybody. It's been a while, and we're happy to be here. As you said, the last show of the year, so we're raring to go.
All right, thank you so much, Prof. You're welcome once again. I'm going to welcome this man. This man himself, he lives in that city that is always happening. You know what I'm talking about? That Lagos Central is Mafoluko Shode. It's there. I'm talking about Kunle. Kunle, can you hear me? Kunle is a Manchester United fan. He's so happy with the transfer. No money left. No money for Glazers. No money. No money. We cannot buy anything. We can't even buy Google and Nepa. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You're welcome, man.
Thanks for having me, the Donna. Good evening to the guys. What a year it has been on Intercontinental Sport TV. I can't believe that, we're just moments away from wrapping up the year, and in a few days' time we're going to be welcoming the new year. It has been a very, very fantastic year filled with sports all throughout the year, and I can't really wait for what 2023 has on offer for all of us. As for Manchester United, boss, don't worry.
No money.
Money is coming, boss. Don't worry, money is coming. the people that will bankroll the club are coming. Don't worry. Away with the Glazers. Don't worry. Money is coming soon. Just put your hand on your chest and just put your hand on your chest. Rub it on your chest.
All right, that same goes with this guy. That guy is a Chelsea fan. He's going to assist Prof to prove a point tonight. They want to sign everybody. They want to sign Enzo. They want to sign Joao Felix. They want to sign Ronaldo. Every player now. I'm talking about Chelsea. His name is Shayo Midiora. He's ready. Shayo, can you listen to me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, Don, it's great to be back again. Well, we are in for almost everyone, but then we are not in for Ronaldo. Please, let's behave ourselves, please. We are not in for Cristiano Ronaldo.
But yes,
we are in. Well, there's a method to the club's madness. So, well, he's on loan and is likely to return, but I don't think the club has a plan for him. And I don't think he wants to play for Chelsea anymore, so you might just find a sale for him eventually.
I'm sure he's going to pepper you guys today. We are ready, don't worry, we are ready. I'm going to make
is obsessed with Chelsea.
All right, Robbie, are you there, Robbie? Robbie is a Manchester United fan. He's in between Manchester United and Man City. I don't know yet. But tonight,
yeah, I actually like that description. So I'm in between Manchester United and Man City. So the day Manchester United fucks up, yes. So Manchester United is the wife, then Manchester City is the bae. So the day the wives fuck up, I will go and meet my bae quietly so that at least I can have peace of mind. Well, it's good to be back on the show. It's good to be back on the show. Good evening to everybody in the house. And just like Ace rightly said, I think let me quickly take this from the perspective of Nigeria, because for you to have been able to survive Nigeria from January up till now, I am telling you, you can laugh about it. But ask people who are in Nigeria. Shaya is in Nigeria, Prof, they are in Nigeria, and of course, I'm happy that both of them are most likely based in Lagos. A woman was shot dead last week for no reason, all because a stupid policeman wanted, only God knows what reason he had for stopping the car. She rode in with her husband, and up till now, there is still no assurances that they are going to get justice for this woman who was even pregnant at that point in time. So for any Nigerian to have survived the country from January till now, it is worthy of thanksgiving right here. Yes, things might not have gone the way we all wanted. Money might not be in our account the way we want, but for you to have survived Nigeria at this point in time, I will tell you big congratulations. On that note, it's good to be on the show, and of course, let us get the show started.
Oh, massively. I'm going to welcome everybody into the show right now. People, it's all about EPL. EPL is ready this weekend again. A lot of matches are coming up right now. And I'm going to start with AEs. AEs, what is going on with EPL? What is going on? They won't kill us. AEs, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm here, man.
I mean, how is it going to affect your club? I mean, with series of matches coming up. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. 6 matches in 2 weeks. Madness. What's your take on it?
We all knew it was going to be like this. And unprecedented season. A season that has never been like this. A World Cup that's been hosted in between a season. We know the World Cup normally comes in between the summer, at the end of a season, before the beginning of a new season. That is when we have the World Cup. But this season, the World Cup was hosted in between the season. So definitely, automatically, the fixtures will be piled up. And that's why we're saying this. Even before the World Cup, they had to run. We're saying European matches were played week in, week out. Before, it used to be bi-weekly, possibly every 2 weeks. But we saw how it was rushed, the Europa League, the Champions League as well. And also the Premiership, the Barclays Premiership, and other leagues in Europe. We saw how they were being rushed week in, week out, even weekdays. But it is what it is. I'm sure the clubs are ready for it because we know what pushes football. The business side is what really pushes football, and money is at stake here. All around the world, money has been put into televising these matches, and you can't tell them to return their money or refund their money. So clubs are obliged to ensure they fulfill these fixtures. So it now depends on how players recover fast. We saw the league when it resumed last weekend. We saw a bit of rustiness in some of the games they played. But I think in this next match week, we'll see the players back to their sharpness, back to the way it was. Those that didn't go that far in the World Cup, I'm sure they'll be back in their rhythm. Even those that went far that played the final, possibly some might feature this weekend, some might not. Like they're saying, they don't know where Martinez is. I saw a news about Eric Ten
Really?
Hag asking, "Where is Martinez?" I don't know. I don't know how. Maybe someone was just trying to be funny. But Emilio Martinez, the goalkeeper, is back with Aston Villa. I saw that training with Aston Villa team. So I'm sure the clubs, they are prepared for it. They all said they don't know what the eventuality would be because of the World Cup. Arsenal got a bite of the cherry of Gabriel Jesus, their prolific striker, getting injured, and they have to face it. It will be back February. It will be back March. We don't know. There is no tentative date to say when it will be back. And we'll see a couple of players go down with injury. It's normal with injuries. It's normal. But I think every club should be prepared. And I think the only club that would not be moved with all this is Man City because they are
They,
bereft with
they are loaded.
massive
They are
their
loaded.
squad. They have a massive squad depth in squad. So everybody just have to take the points. If you are lucky to pick 3 points, pick it. If you have the chance, pick it. The ones you know you cannot pick 3 points, pick 1 point, but try to avoid to take the L. So, like I said, we're ready for it. FA Cup comes in
Yeah,
next weekend, I
next
guess. So
weekend. Yeah.
it's gonna come in thick and fast. So we football fans just finger crossed, watch, enjoy the games, and hope your team wins.
Yeah. That being said, I'm welcoming this guy. He's a Liverpool fan. He's ready. His name is Irate. Irate is ready. Irate, you're welcome. Liverpool is playing today. Are you scared? Let me. Well, I don't know. Irate, can you hear me?
Yes, the Don.
Oh, okay. I guess you guys are playing.
Yeah, we are playing Leicester City.
Leicester City. Leicester City.
Yeah,
Those ones.
there's no,
That's 3
there's
points.
no, there's no,
That's
there's no cause for concern. We have it covered already.
All right, you're welcome to the show. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the review that was last week. Quickly, we saw that Brentford holding Spurs to a 2-2. What's going on with Spurs again? Coming down from 2-0 to 2-2. Can you hear me? Oh, I think I lost him there.
Yeah,
can
I'm
you
here.
hear me?
I'm here.
Yeah, 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. I mean, Brentford.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to turn the screw here on all those
Oh my goodness.
Conte lovers and Conte crooners that didn't let us hear word at the beginning of the season. Oh, Conte is the best manager for Spurs. Oh, Conte will do this. Conte will do
me, I
that.
know they there now. Prof, they do there. Me, I know they.
Well, I just think this is the perfect time
Now,
for me
Prof,
to turn it up and make you guys realize that Conte is just a wash manager. With all due respect to Spurs, I know they are not our rivals really, because I see them as just noisy neighbors that are in the shadows. They're always in our shadow. So they are not. It was there for the taking for Brentford, and I don't know, possibly they have this style of playing conservative football when they're at home. We saw how they only went out their last match before the World Cup break against Man City. We saw how they went full out against Man City when they were decisive, picked the 3 points. So I was surprised when I saw the kind of tactic the manager, the German guy, used. I've forgotten his name now. They were 2-0 up. I don't know why he went defensive. Spurs were dead.
Yeah.
Spurs was there for the taking. They smelt the blood at that time. I don't know why they didn't go for the kill. 2-0 up at home. And I don't know, for whatever reason, he decided to go defensive. And Spurs have this knack of, when you go defensive against them, they just have a way of picking you out. And that was what they just did, simply picking out Brentford. The guys, they were in sixes and sevens, the defenders, they were just not there to pick up their man. And luckily for them, they picked 1 point, which is vital in the race for top four. If you go to an away ground and you pick 1 point, it is vital, because at the end of the season, it adds up to your point regardless. But Spurs right now, they are not that kind of team that would really, really. I saw Bissouma that day. Bissouma was off. He couldn't even deputize for Bentancur, who was on match and suspension. But Spurs were just there. But we know Spurs, the push for the top four is their aim. And lucky for them, they got the 1 point.
All right. Thank you so much. Prof, I want you to talk about this game. I mean, Newcastle again, they won their match against Leicester City. Prof,
Yeah.
what's going on? Newcastle are doing this thing. They're doing beats. Is it the time to start getting scared? Because you know that they have a new owner, a lot of money to be spent.
Yeah.
Once they get into
Yeah.
Champions League, are we not in trouble, especially Chelsea?
Well, well, Chelsea will be fine. You will see the way the Chelsea owners are going about it, they'll be all right. But I mean, back to Newcastle. What the job Eddie Howe is doing at the moment. I mean, we
Massive.
knew they were going to come good, Newcastle, because of the money that the owners have, and but the way they've gone about it, sort of organically, they are not signing world class names.
Yeah.
They look at Amaron coming out of
Nowhere.
official and performing from nowhere, yeah, and being just scores almost every game now. Credit to Eddie Howe. The back line is so solid. Sven Botman and Fabian Shah, Trippier with the experience, they are doing the fantastic, and Dan Bourne as well doing the fantastic job. Now, sure, when I think of Newcastle before, I feel like they cannot do without St. Maximan and Wilson in front, but now they are winning games without both of them, even without their record signing Isak. And so because of that, you definitely definitely has to be that definitely has to be credit to Eddie Howe, who's doing a fantastic job. I think they are just going under the radar, and who knows where they might finish. I still think they might fall short of the top four, but I think it's a fantastic job that they are doing right at the moment.
All right. Thank you, Robbie. Can you hear me right now? I want you to talk about the match. Arsenal won West Ham. They won the game 3-1 after 1-0 down. And they came back in second half to beat them mercilessly. Arsenal is doing a bit. Over to you, Robbie. What is going on with? I don't want to give that chance to talk about it. I'm talking about Ace to talk about it. So, as a neutral person, what is going on with us?
Okay.
Catch them.
Well, first and foremost, let's give credit to Arsenal. Because in the first half of that game, they were unlucky not to have scored, and they were unlucky not to have been awarded that penalty. Yes, it's there's a little bit of a debate. The referee came out at first, said the defender handled the ball with his hands. VAR said he should have a look, and of course VAR said it was his head. So, but they actually responded in typical Arsenal fashion in the second half. They didn't even waste time at all to get back to get their equalizer, and from then on, they actually went on to get the second goal. They went on to get the third goal, which was more or less like the insurance goal for them. And of course, and I think they were just wonderful that particular day. They actually bossed the game from the beginning till the end. I'm not saying this because Arsenal fans are listening, but I watched the match and the performance was impressive. Everybody in that team knew what they were doing, and there was more or less nobody that was just throwing around with the ball. They knew they needed to win that match, even though Man City had not played yet. But they knew they needed to win, and they were not resting on the fact that, well, we have 5 points, and you know what, we can afford to lose it or we can afford to draw this game. They went all out for 3 points, and they got 3 points for their effort. That is just my own assessment as touching that particular game.
All right, about that. Sheye Omidora, with this game, Manchester City going all the way to Leeds to beat them 3-1. Erling Haaland again. Who is going to stop this guy? Sheye, over to you. What do you think?
Well, I think he's now up to 20 goals in the Premier League. He's just about 12 goals behind. He's just about 12 goals behind Mohamed Salah's record in a 38-game season. I think he's going to break that if he avoids injury. I think he might even get to 40 goals. I don't think 50 is possible. Of course, there are still several games for him to get to 50, but I feel maybe Pep might rest players as the season wears season progresses, and they might have a couple of knocks which might rule him out of a few games. But I feel 40 is quite attainable. But I'm pretty sure that if he avoids injury, it's going to break Mohamed Salah's 32 goal record in a 30 game season. Against Leeds, he scored 2 goals, and he could have scored even 4 or 5 because he missed a couple of chances in the first half.
Yeah.
A game that Man City dominated from start to finish. At halftime, I think the XG was about 2.0 to Man City. Whereas Leeds had they had XG of about 1.0 points, I think 1-0, which just showed Man City's domination in that first half, and they continued that after the break. Jack Grealish got 2 assists, although I feel he could have gotten a couple of goals because in the first half he missed a few chances. But I just feel with Man City they were able to respond to Arsenal's impressive win over West Ham, and I feel this is going to be a two-horse race. I know Newcastle are there or thereabouts, but
Mm.
I believe it's going to be between Man City and Arsenal to contend for the title.
Arsenal, Man City. Arsenal, what are you doing, Lord? Arsenal must not win this league, please, Lord.
I just feel. Let me just butt in there. I just feel we're not in the title race. We're not in the title race.
No.
I say this.
You guys are in the
I say
title race.
this.
This is
Yeah, I say this
December.
with all sense of. I say this with all sense of responsibility as an Arsenal fan. The the motive or the purpose for this season is top four because we saw what happened last season when we lost that top four position to Spurs. So the target this season in Major League is just top four, top four. So like I said earlier in the group chat, if the opportunity for us to win the league presents itself, just like the Leicester City run in 2016, you saw while other teams decided not to take advantage of the situation. So let's say, for instance, Man City tends to drop points and we go like 10, 12, or 15 points clear of Man City. Then I can beat my chest and say, okay, Arsenal is in for the title. But 5 points, if you lose 2 or you draw 2, that 5 points closed up already.
Yeah,
So, like I said, the
yeah.
target for this season, I keep saying it. For me, I don't know. Other Arsenal fans can go crazy and say, "Hey, we're winning the league," but that's not being realistic. If you're an Arsenal fan, a proper Arsenal fan, that you know the history, that you know how the PL works. We've watched EPL. I started watching EPL since
You
when
know
I,
where.
so like I said, well, anybody can say they should tackle me, but like I
Yeah,
said,
they want to tackle you.
you know me, man. You know me. I take no prisoners. I'm ready. We'll take it on, head on, we'll go. But like I said, to be humble, we're not tied to content.
Somebody said a message right. I said they
We're not
disguise.
winning.
That's not the disguise.
We're not winning the title. We're not title contenders yet because it's just 16 games. If we had gone 25 games or possibly 28 games and we're 5 points ahead, then we could say, okay, let's start doing the permutation and let's start doing the permutation and combination. Where would us now pick the remaining points to be champions? Come on, 16 games. It's still far off. Man City is breathing down our neck. 5 points difference. So, like I said, let's just pipe down a little bit. We take each game as it comes, and when the opportunity shows for us to win the league, then I could say, okay, we're title contenders. But right now, 16 games gone. Nah.
All
We're
right.
just getting for the
I
top.
think I think that shows a small team mentality, because as far as I'm concerned, if you're a big team, and for somebody who was listing his team as champions and all that, if you're in this position at the season, half of the season, and you're 5 points. I mean, we used to see this records where they say anybody who tops at Christmas, most people most likely go on to win the title. So for coming from a big team, 5 points, ahead, and you are saying you're not in title race, I think it's small team mentality.
All right.
Well, let me just clap back. Well, you could say small team mentality. You could say
All
small
right.
team mentality for all. I don't care. Regardless of however you say it, if you say small team mentality, fine. But that small team mentality is quite ahead of Chelsea right now in the table.
Absolutely. Before,
Like I said, we all started the league in August. So if you're playing well and you're playing nice, don't put the pressure on us because I understand how this psychology works. You want to put the pressure on those young guys and say, hey, they are going for the title. It's just 16 games gone. So regardless, say we are small team. Tell us we have small team mentality. We accept it. But the point on the table, if your players or if your team is that good, you should be putting the points on the table. That's what really matters. And when you look at that table right now, 40 points, 16 games gone, come on, it shows a lot. So say we are small team, we accept it. We are ready to be small team. Let us go 20, 30 games and let's see what happens.
All right, thank you so much. Hold on, I'm still coming back to Arsenal, but I want to ask Kunle quickly on this Arsenal, and let me show you the league table. Arsenal, Man City. Kunle, I hope you can hear me very well.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. They are 5 point clear. Do you think Man City can catch up with Arsenal?
I even had a question from Ahis.
Oh, Ahis. Okay, there's
from
a question for you, Ahis.
No, I had a question for Ahis from, I think, from his introduction. That was even before we started this discussion. But let me first go to what you said. 5 points. Like you said, 5 points is a lot. It's not that much, rather. It's very small. And I think, like he said, I mean, if City lose now or draw, you understand, and Arsenal win, the gap widens. If Arsenal drop points and City win, the gap closes and City. So there's no chance for error. And let's not forget that the two of them are going to be facing themselves. I think, is it next weekend? Sorry, is it next week? Or is it even Newcastle they are going to be facing soon? In fact, I think that is where I even want to make mention. And Prof was talking about Newcastle, but I think we're not talking about how good Newcastle are. If you're looking at this table right now, please put the table.
All right.
You will observe that Newcastle is the only team based on recent form that have 100% record. You can see other teams either have red, which is for loss, or gray, which is for a draw. Every team, Newcastle is the only one that have a perfect. You can see green, like tickets, like betting tickets we enter. You understand? So people should be afraid. Like, people should really be afraid of them, because there's something about these teams. You see, when you are on a good run of form, it goes with you. So regardless of the opponent you face, even if it's a big team, you are charged up. You understand? Because that momentum is going. And so I think people should really be scared of Newcastle. And I think that's where the worry should even come. I think Arsenal should even be worried about a team like Newcastle, because, like I said, they are coming to play them soon. And I mean, if Newcastle should beat them now, that's going to be trouble for Arsenal. Now, it brings me back to the question I wanted to ask. He's made mention of that it's going okay, or where you made mention of it's a tough run of games, right? My own question is, can Arsenal actually survive this?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Because now, this is not actually trying to want to throw shades at Arsenal or anything.
That's very good.
This is actually being realistic, because we know very well that Arsenal don't really have the fittest squad, because I mean, someone like Thomas Partey is an injury away. Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko, I mean, different players have been on the treatment table. So just imagine now, maybe Nketiah follows, or Bukayo Saka, or Martinelli. I don't know. And these things are going to affect the players' form. So with all these fixtures coming up together, can Arsenal really go that far, knowing fully well that they don't have that kind of squad like City, where
all right, can you answer the question? Can Arsenal actually go that far? Sorry, Kunle.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, I'm always here to answer questions like this, because I just feel some of these guys that tries to throw shades or throw banters, possibly they forget things very fast. In October, we saw the goalpost. Like I was telling Prof on the WhatsApp group, keep shifting the goalpost. They came October. Hey, you have a very crazy fixture. Manchester United, Tottenham, Chelsea, this, that. How are you going to survive? They went unscathed through those fixtures. Now
only Manchester United you couldn't beat.
Well, like they said, we saw the record that came out. VAR bad decision. Imagine if that Martinelli goal had stood. Possibly the tide might have changed. But that's by the way. So, like I said, now we're here. The team is fresh, all back. The season is starting, and you're saying fixtures coming: Newcastle, Manchester United, Tottenham. They are ready to take it a game after a game. Let those matches come. And the Newcastle you're talking about, I think the team that should be wary of Newcastle are Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United. Because if you look at the table right now, these three teams are looking at Newcastle. So if you're looking at getting Arsenal first, at least try to usurp Newcastle from the table. So the teams that should be wary of Newcastle really are Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea. So will Arsenal go through this steady run of fixtures
Yeah.
unscathed? Who knows? They're taking it a game of pace. They have a banana test tomorrow at Brighton. You know it
Yes.
is a tricky test when you go
Yes.
to Brighton over now to be on, when you go to the stadium to play. For me as an Arsenal fan, I'm
Hmm.
pumped for that game. I want to see Arsenal. So if you're saying truly, like if the players are looking at themselves and say, we want to make a statement, these are the kind of games you win. And they've done it. They've gone to Wolves, beat Wolves. Wolves that has been, we know Wolves, when you go to the Millennium Stadium,
It's,
is a
it's so
very
it's
tricky
so
tie.
very, very, very.
You know, they've done games away this season that they've won. So for me, as an Arsenal fan, I'm laid back. I'm chill. I'm chilled. I want to see the true test of this Arsenal team because this is the time for you to put another statement on the board so that you tell those cynics out there, those haters that are waiting for them to fall, that yes, we can
Like
do it.
Prof.
The trap was laid in October. The trap was laid in October. They went through those fixtures and they won those games. So now this is another test. If I'm in that Arsenal dressing room, I am pumping those players up and I'm telling them, take this game one at a time. Don't look at you winning the title yet. That's not the aim. Pick the story points. Go to Brighton, do the job. When Newcastle come, you did it last season. Newcastle started the whole rearrangement last season.
Yeah.
They started building that team last season. And people tend to forget Newcastle came to the Emirates. Arsenal there to Newcastle 2-0. The record is there. So do the job when Newcastle comes. When Manchester United comes, you know you beat them steadily. Do the job. When you go to Tottenham, it's a
Hey.
derby. Anything can happen. Try not to get a red
I know
card. Try
how
not
you are in the building.
try not to be
Arsenal.
stupid like
Hello.
Holden. So, like I said, for me, take each game as it comes because yes, the landmines are there. The Chelsea fans, they've set the landmines for us to step on. The Liverpool fans, 15 points adrift. Is it easy to pick that 15 points back?
I rate.
They will be
I
praying.
rate.
They will be praying
I
that
rate.
Arsenal should lose right
Ah.
now. So, like I said,
Mi ò
for
lè
me,
gbà.
let's take it a game a pace. That's all I have to say.
I just want to quickly drop something, and this was what I was trying to say earlier. It is, look, you don't, when you're in this position that you are, a big team doesn't look back, you look front. Don't leave Chelsea. These teams you're calling have won this title in recent years over. Leave Liverpool and Chelsea alone. In recent years, we are miles ahead of you in terms of trophies. Look, you have to take this opportunity in front of you and go for your first Premier League title in how many, God knows how long. How can you keep looking back at Liverpool and Chelsea and Man United? These teams have all won
Seriously,
Premier League for years, and you've not won it in a long time. Look, focus on how you can make sure you beat Man City.
you just mentioned
Leicester
Liverpool.
did it.
Hold on,
Hold on, let me finish.
You just mentioned Liverpool.
Let me finish.
No, I'm not
Let
going
me
to take
finish.
that Liverpool. I'm
Let
not going
me
to take that
finish.
Liverpool side.
I mean, they've won
Because
titles.
Liverpool
Liverpool
waited 30
Yeah.
years to win the EPL.
But they've won a title already, and you haven't won it in God knows how long. They've won it earlier than you. I mean, yes, now
So
they won it. You've not won it in how long? So you should focus on how you be able to get this title. You're in a great position.
Also,
You worked hard for your team.
Arsenal has not won the EPL title before. Is that what you're saying?
No. When was the last time? How many years ago?
2004.
Imagine,
So,
and Man United has won it after. City has won it. Chelsea, Liverpool, we've all won it after that time. We've won it. But you're in a great position now. Focus on how you can utilize these points in front of you. Don't look at Chelsea. Don't look at Chelsea. I'm world champion. Don't look at Chelsea at all. Don't.
I rate Egbami now.
World champion sitting 10th on the EPL table.
I'm enjoying the conversation. It's a great conversation, honestly. I think Arsenal fans are very right to be delighted because as me and not just me, a lot of people wrote Arsenal off not to even make the top four at the beginning of the season. But right now, I think it's a shoe on for them to make the top four, and which has been their target at the beginning of the season. Now they are 5 points ahead, and they are being chased by this so-called team called Man City that we all know how they operate, in which they are still going to play Man City home and away. I think February and April, sometimes in February and April. So those games are going to be massive. I mean, if they win the title, which I don't think they would, it would be a massive. I mean, anything can happen, like I said, but it's for them. Their aim was top four, so if they win the title, it's just the cherry at the top
It's
of the
just
cake
on
for
that
them.
side. Yeah, yeah.
So, and the truth is, right now, in recent times, I think I posted something from ESPN, which is discarded, that 5 times Arsenal has been at the top at Christmas. They failed to win the league title. So there's there's a record yet to be broken in
That's an
league.
atrocious
So
That's
record.
it's an atrocious record, five
oh my
times.
goodness.
So I think it's high time you. I mean, like I don't think Arsenal fans really will be disappointed if they don't win the title because they didn't make the top four last season. Let's be honest. So, but also they are in a great position to win it. They are being chased by Man City. It's not going to be easy. And I just want to mention something quick on Newcastle.
Hmm.
Newcastle should be feared. Right now, if there's a team I don't want to face in Premier League, I'm telling you, it's Newcastle. These guys are not playing. They are not
But
playing. I watched the
Liverpool
game
are their
against
worst. Liverpool are their worst form. Defeated this Newcastle.
that is the thing.
That's
Because
another thing now. I mean,
that game
Come
at
on.
Anfield, Newcastle played very well. And I can tell you that they deserved something from that. We won the game in like the 98th minute or something. The Newcastle deserved something from that. They troubled Liverpool throughout that game. So this Newcastle team,
hmm.
they might make they might make the top four maybe at the expense of Man United and Chelsea
Hey, hey,
anyway.
hey, hey,
Because
hey, hey,
top four
hey,
is
hey, wait.
top four is bread and butter for us now.
Robbie is
Liverpool,
on talk now,
no,
Robbie.
Liverpool
Somebody,
Klopp has
how
to
can
make the
somebody
top
be
four. You
mixing
know.
up Manchester United with Newcastle?
Well, it
Man,
doesn't matter. It doesn't
hey.
matter. As long as Man City make stuff for, I am good. At least Man City not go.
No, no. Sorry. I just want to chip in something. Robbie just put a message like Newcastle is a team everyone should be worried about. So here is it. I just want us to use this logic. Arsenal are how many points ahead of Newcastle?
Let me
If my
see.
stats serve me right, maybe 7 or I guess 7 thereabout. Yeah, 7. Man City are 2 points ahead of Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Both of these teams I've mentioned have a game in hand on Newcastle.
Hmm.
So you're saying the only team we should be worried about is just Newcastle when they have two teams ahead of them that are also in good form, and possibly you have a Manchester United crawling
Yes.
their way back, finding the
We the
form.
Crawley.
No, yeah, but credit needs to be given to Eric Ten Hag for what
Ule.
he has been able to stable the no, he has been able to steady the ship that was the former gaffer, what's his name, Ragnick or whatever,
Ragnick.
because he almost turned Manchester United into a chaotic place. But credit needs to be given to ETH. He has been able to steady the ship, whether some people like him or not. But we can see Manchester United playing with a style, playing with purpose, playing with definition, unlike when Ragnick was there. So I just feel the point I'm trying to make is please show the table again. Among these top 7 or top 8, let me just add Chelsea, baby. These 8 teams,
No,
everybody
you
should
can't
be
make fun of
worried.
Chelsea fans.
Every
They already know where they are.
yeah.
So
So the point I'm trying to make is these 8 teams, everybody should be worried about this top 8. You cannot just single-handedly and pick out one team and say everybody should be worried about it. Arsenal will give you trouble if Arsenal comes to play against you. Manchester United at the moment will give any team trouble. Liverpool at the moment with the resurgence that they are on, Pirates don't get said though. With the new signing, you have to be worried about this team. So, like I said, it's a competition among these 8 teams. And I keep telling my fellow Arsenal fans that see, don't get too excited. This season is still fresh, it's not far gone. Anything can happen. You could be 40 points already, and the next 5 games, you lose it. It can happen to anybody. The thing is, put in your A game, and that's what everybody needs to keep telling in any of these players. Like I
Yeah.
said, take each game. So, Newcastle, you need to be worried about every team you play. I keep saying it. The EPL, every game is a test. Manchester City might think they are hosting Everton tomorrow or this weekend. Everton can come and put up a surprise and win the game. We saw what happened. Brentford, whoever thought Brentford could or would win Manchester City? So, like I said, the season is still early. So Chelsea can still come back, Prof.
All right, let's move on to the game 18 fixtures. West Ham will be playing, I think, in a moment from now with Brentford. I'll go to start with Irate. What's your scoreline for that? What do you think about that match? Who is going to come out victorious? I'm talking about West Ham, Brentford. Irate.
That's a tough game, especially very important game for David Moyes.
Yes, very, very
West
important.
Ham, for the expected goals, they are not scoring enough goals. They are not taking their chances. And
Oh,
this was the team that made the
they're number
semi-final
16,
of
16 in the log.
16 in the table. So
Wow.
if not for the credit he has in the bank, another manager would have been sacked for the run
Yeah,
they are on, West Ham. So it's time to
yeah,
start
yes,
taking the
yes.
points. They are at home. Brentford, I think Brentford are not as strong away as they are in their stadium. So
Mm.
with the resources West Ham have and the players they have, I think they should. It's very important they get 3 points from this game. So I'm going for a 2-0 win for West Ham.
For West Ham, 2-0 win. I'm going to Liverpool, Leicester. Shayo Midiora, Liverpool is playing Leicester. What's your scoreline and what do you see about that game? I will have said Irish should talk about it, but I want Shayo to take over from there.
Well, I think Liverpool will win. Because for Leicester, we
Liverpool
saw
will
them.
lose, or what did you say? Please
Liverpool
say.
will win.
Oh,
Liverpool
they
will
will lose.
win. We saw Leicester revert to old habits against Newcastle.
Mm.
They lack the concentration. They gave away a goal from another set piece. That has been an issue for Leicester under Brendan Rodgers. So to see them slip into old habits, because before the World Cup break, they seem to be finding some form. I think they had won about three games in 5 matches before the hiatus, but seeing them that poor against Newcastle in the opening half was quite depressing. So I feel going to Anfield without Yuri Tillemans, because I just checked their lineup. They don't have Tillemans in the team. It
Wow.
seems a bit defensive. Ndidi is back in the lineup. So having
Wow.
Ndidi, Sumari, and Dewsbury, oh, I don't think that's a midfield capable of hurting Liverpool. So I feel Liverpool, with what they showed, with the attacking verve they showed against Aston Villa,
Mhm.
they should be able to win this game easily. So I would say 3-0 Liverpool.
Um, Liverpool 3-0. Irate, are you confident going to this game? Liverpool, Leicester City?
Yeah, very confident. We played some parts of the game against Aston Villa was good, but I'm still worried about midfield.
Worry about what?
Because every time their players are able to get past our midfield easily. So that's my only worry. I mean, a game against Aston Villa, we gave away so many chances, and if Aston Villa had their front line firing, they probably would have gotten a draw for that game. So, um, really worried about our midfield, but I think we should be able to have enough to beat Leicester. Like Sheye said, no Tillemans. Also, Madison is out, who I think has been their best player this season. He won't be playing in that game. So, I think Liverpool should have enough to beat Leicester City in this game.
All right, straight to tomorrow. That's going to be the first game. Wolves, Manchester United. Manchester United is traveling all the way to Wolves. Kunle, do you think Manchester United will come out of this?
Why are you asking a man? Let others talk about this team now. Why asking a Man United fan?
No. We know what we are doing.
I don't understand.
It's got to Man U turn now. You're asking
No.
a
We know what we are doing. We know what we.
It can go either way, Charlie. No, what is the?
Okay.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it should be a, an easy win for Manchester United. I think Wolverhampton Wanderers are still under new management, so I think they're still going to be trying to get their acts together. If maybe this was under Nuno Espirito Santo, that's when I could say, because that time, Wolves were a very crazy team, But I think Man, you are on a very good run of form. And one thing about United is when they start that good run of form, it keeps going. It keeps following them until maybe one day they decide to until the
Just
day they
do.
decide to collapse. But I don't think they are collapsing yet, because I mean, 2 games on the bounce. I think it's still a strong squad. Nobody is injured, so I think we should be seeing much of what we've seen against Nottingham Forest, Burnley. I think we should also see it against Wolves as well. So I think it's going to be an easy win for
Look,
United
look,
to
look,
Conley, contrary
Lopetegui is
to
a
what you
tricky
said, I
customer,
don't
man.
think so. I
Lopetegui
don't
is
think
a
so.
Yeah, I get you, but I'm just saying that he
They
just
have a
came
new
in.
manager. They put in an improved performance against Everton at Goodison Park.
yeah,
I think
true.
the fact they are at home, they'll be up for this game. And to honestly, this is not even like a dig against Man United or anything. Even though Man U have
No, I
been winning,
understand.
it's
Yeah, I
not
get
been
you.
like really like comfortable or convenient wins. I think the match will end in a draw, in my opinion.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
Hey,
I feel in terms
Ireti.
of quality. I feel in terms of quality, Manchester United they possess a lot of quality in terms comparing these two
Yes.
teams. Wolves being at home, yes, they will want to up the ante, be on the front foot, take the game to Manchester United. But I think at the end, quality is what matters. Everton could have won that game against Wolves at what's the name of their stadium again? But
Goodison Park.
at the end, Goodison Park, thank you. At the end of the game, it was towards the end of the game when Wolves nicked that win. So if Manchester United could stay put to their values, principles, whatever the manager tells them to go into the pitch to do, and when they cross that white line, they go in there, put up the best performance. I think with the quality Manchester United have, they can nick a win. Though it might be a slim margin, but I don't see Wolves taking Manchester United to the cleaners. If Manchester United go in there with their A game.
All right. Let's quickly talk about Shaya, can you please talk about this game, Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace and Fulham versus Southampton? Quickly.
Well,
That's the
Palace
Bournemouth.
were Palace were beaten by Fulham in their last game in London Derby. They had two players sent off, so they obviously want a response in away at Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a team that against Chelsea, I think they approached the game wrongly, or maybe you can give Chelsea credit for starting the game that brightly, to be honest, because Chelsea were able to press them and force errors, but they played with a back five, which is not Gary O'Neill's preferred lineup or preferred starting approach. So I want to believe they'll revert back to a back four against Palace. This one is actually at score, so I will go for a 1-all draw because Palace are not a team that they don't particularly pull up trees away from home. So I would go for a 1-all draw in that one. So going to the Fulham Southampton game, obviously Fulham I think they've only lost maybe one game at Craven Cottage this season, which was a game that they had a player sent off early on. So obviously you can just strike that one out. But I feel they've been pretty strong at Craven Cottage. They face Southampton who are still trying to find their feet under Nathan Jones. Um, in their last game against Brighton, they lost 3-1. I think that game was down to a bit of maybe poor defending and a couple of errors because on Brighton's first goal, Bazuno made a pretty poor error, and then there was an own goal from I think Perrod, the defender. That was Brighton's third, I believe. So they need to remove the errors from their game. They also need to find the right approach because with Nathan Jones, look at his previous clubs, he utilized a plethora of systems, particularly a back three. So it remains to be seen if he's going to continue in that vein at Southampton. So given Fulham's threat, given Mitrovic's impressiveness in the attacking third, I think this one is I'm leaning towards a Fulham win, so I'll go for Fulham, maybe 2-1 or 3-1.
1 or 3-1. Next, Prof, can you talk about the game against Man City versus Everton, Prof?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a straightforward game. Frank Lampard at the moment for me is the manager under the most threat to be sacked. I think he looks like he's two or three results away from the sack. I might even be the first manager to get sacked in the new year. So I think going to the Etihad. It's a very difficult place to go to. They might get really, really hammered, which will not be which won't be good for their confidence. So I see Frank Lampard going there with a game plan, possibly back three with Tarkowski, Cody, and Mina, and just try to shut up shop and play low block and try to make the scoreline a little bit palatable. But I don't see them getting any positive results from that game, and I'm predicting a A 3-0. A 3-0 victory to Man City.
3-0 to Man City. Robbie, can you talk about the
Also,
game?
I just want to chip in for the Man City Everton game.
Okay.
Like Prof said, Frank Lampard is under a lot of pressure. If they get hammered like 5-6-0, I think Frank Lampard will be sacked. I don't think he will survive this game. There's a high chance Frank Lampard might be sacked after this game. This might be his last game at Everton. So he really needs to put together a game plan, like Prof said, and go to Etihad and try to frustrate Man City. To maybe kind of lower the scoreline. If it's a high scoreline, I think Lampard will be sacked. Everton cannot afford another relegation battle after what happened last season.
Last season. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Let's go to the next game. That's Newcastle versus Leeds United. Robbie, can you lead us on that game? Newcastle versus Leeds.
The Newcastle Leeds United game most likely might be an high scoring event because as it is right now, Leeds United have that knack for conceding. And as it is right now, Newcastle, I think the motivation for both teams are different. Leeds United are trying to run away as far as possible from the relegation, while Newcastle are using more or less Man City and Arsenal as the motivation to keep the pressure and keep their dream of a top 4 finish alive as much as possible. So both teams have contrasting motivations going into the game. Like I said, the reason why I said it's going to be most likely a high-scoring affair is the fact that, like I said, Leeds United have that knack for conceding. And aside Bournemouth this season, I think Leeds United have actually considered they've been at the back of some very, very terrible results this season. I think it was against Man City or thereabouts that they considered about 4 or 5 goals or so. So for Newcastle, I don't know. I just have that belief somehow that Newcastle will find a way to get all 3 points in that game tomorrow. Yes, they might lose, but just like Kunle said, everywhere just green, like saying a ticket. Probably Newcastle will find a way to get a win tomorrow. That is just my take on that.
All right, he's on to the next one. Arsenal will be going all the way to Brighton, and you know how Brighton are the last result. You confident going to this game, Ace? Arsenal fan?
Yeah, I'm confident going into this game based on our form in the past few games we've won. Because I think we've won, like the stat shows, we've only drawn one in our last 6 or 7 thereabout. And looking at Brighton, they may miss 4 of their players. McAllister is not fit. Caicedo due to accumulation of yellow cards, and also Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck is not doubtful because of muscle injury. So we don't know. We don't know the Brighton we're going to expect tomorrow. But I feel we know the style Brighton plays. They play from the middle actually. They don't play from the side, and they play exciting football. And the past fixtures have not been favorable to Arsenal. Though last season we went there, we drew, but they came to the Emirates, they won us 2-1. Like I said earlier, it's a banana skin fixture for Arsenal. And also, this is a way for Arsenal players to show that, yes, go in there, make a statement. Looking at Arsenal away form this season, the 7 away games they've played, I think they've won all. No, sorry, they've won 6. Drew against Southampton, 1-1. I think it's only against Southampton where they dropped points. Just to reiterate, they went to Stamford Bridge and beat Chelsea at home, picking 3 points. Massive 3 points. That was a big fixture that they won, that made that statement, making them as title contenders. So this could be another, like I said, another tie to watch. Yeah. And Brighton, one needs to be careful because they are playing fantastic football. The new manager, Usebi, I don't know if I got his name right, has really, really, taken over where Graham Potter left, and they are not missing Graham Potter in any way. Yeah. But it's going to be an exciting match because Brighton will be on the front foot, and which might favor Arsenal because Arsenal tend to struggle against teams that play low block and defensive game. But Brighton wouldn't want to do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go defensive, which will counter his style of play. But look at what they did at the Emirates EFL Cup. They came all attacking and they defeated Arsenal, knocked Arsenal out of the EFL Cup. I feel Arsenal want to take that as a revenge. But Arsenal is on a mission. They're a rolling ball, and possibly anybody that comes in front of them might be taken away.
So
But
what's your scoreline?
scoreline is going to be full of goals because I see Brighton coming all out, and with the style that they play, like they say, they play from the middle, the central midfield, and they might choke our midfield. Possibly the only chances we might have will be from the wing. So I see it's going to be a high scoreline, possibly 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2 Arsenal. I'm going straight to Sunday. That's January 1st. Spurs will be welcoming Aston Villa. Irate, what do you think about the game?
It's a very important game for Spurs and for Aston Villa.
Yes.
Unai Emery, I think Liverpool game was his first loss. He'll be welcoming back the goalkeeper Romero. Also
Martinez.
Spurs and Martinez, sorry. Also Spurs 1 point ahead of Man United, with Man United having a game in hand. So the pressure is on Antonio Conte to keep his team in the top 4 right now. Liverpool, Chelsea, like they are all the teams are on Tottenham's tails to make it into the top 4. So it's very important game for Antonio Conte to pick up 3 points. Also for Unai Emery to get his team back to winning ways. I think for Aston Villa, if they can get their front line firing, they missed a lot of chances against Liverpool. I think they might be able to cause an upset. I've not been so impressed with Antonio Conte this season. Especially what we thought he had with the team and what he was going to do with the team. They are still in Europe. They're going to face AC Milan, and it's a big test for him. So this game, playing at home, you really can't just have a lot of belief in this Tottenham team. But I think they should be able to nick, a win in this game. I would say a 2-1 win for Tottenham.
2-1 win. Kunle, over to you. Nottingham Forest, they'll be hosting Chelsea. And do you think Chelsea is going to be firing? Over to you, Kunle.
Well, for this game, okay, Nottingham Forest is at home, if I'm going to be honest, I would say it's going to be a tricky one, right?
Yeah, for Chelsea.
Because
Kunle, you're funny, honestly. So Nottingham Forest, who I think they are certain to relegate, is a tricky one, and who is the easier one for Man United.
Should you relate Milan first, man? Should you relate Milan?
Nottingham Forest can't threaten shooting stars. Please.
I think they're actually a tricky team to play against.
Let
me land.
Please let him land, though. Land, Oga. Land.
Thank you.
Pilot Kule, land, please.
Thank you. You are far too kind. Why I say it's a tricky tie is because you see, if we keep focusing on Nottingham Forest, relegation zone, and all, that's what they are going to actually use to win. Because let us not forget that this team beat Liverpool. Let's not forget. See,
I know you're going to mention Liverpool. Did you see the amount of chances?
Wait. No, that is the wait. And look, and this is the thing. Every Chelsea fan knows that Chelsea are not. They can't be convinced that Chelsea are back to their best, right?
Yeah, because Rhys James is injured, yes.
Yeah, again,
Exactly.
Yes, their best player is injured.
Their best player. God bless you. So, I believe Chelsea fans cannot tell me that they are, or Chelsea can.
Bro, Chelsea in trouble.
No, it's not you understand? So that's what I'm saying. If they take Forest for granted, that is where they'll be beaten. Because don't forget that in as much as Forest have gotten all their victories at home. So home might actually serve as motivation for them. Yeah. Forget about the one against Manchester United. They were away from home. But at home, it's a different thing entirely. You understand?
How many games have they won at home? How many games have they lost at
They've
home?
won about
How many games
games.
have they won?
They've won 3.
They've won about how many
3
games? About
three out of how many
games?
3 out of how many?
You know that when these starts don't happen.
I was going to say that if Kunle is calling Forest a tricky game to Chelsea, then every game is Every game is tricky to us. If that
No,
what do you take us for?
look,
What do
the
you take
home
us for?
advantage. Listen, the home advantage. is
Prof,
going to be
Prof, don't vex. You
And
don't
then
make Prof
mind you,
vex now.
wait, and don't forget that if you look at Forest are actually not a very bad side. I think the major problem is that Cooper has, let me see, he has like a new team from the team he had from the championship last season. So I think Cooper is still probably trying to know his best 11.
Bro,
So
And time is running out for him.
We are almost
And time is running out for
yeah,
him.
time is running.
It's a poor team, come
Which
on.
running out? Which time is not running out for him? He signed a 6
Yeah,
year. They signed a
okay.
6 year contract.
Ah,
He signed a 6 year. No. I think he
Time
has.
is running out.
Even if Forest get relegated, I don't know.
So if they get
Because they signed a
relegated now,
6 year.
will he not go back to the championship?
Of course.
That is the
They
time
will-
I'm
and
talking
they will
about.
bring
For
them. No.
To
If
bring
they
them
go
back
and
when?
see, I am sure they probably put that in their calculations. Because what I mean is Cooper is staying, okay? He's staying with the team because he signed like a 5 or 6 year contract earlier.
Yeah, they gave him an
was it
extension. Yeah, they gave him an
extension for like 5-6 years. So that means they trust. Him. So I mean, this will give Forest motivation to try whatever they can because they know that there's no pressure. There's no pressure on them. You got
Bro.
it.
Okay.
So it is
Bro,
actually
let's-
for Chelsea to not
Okay.
underestimate them.
Bro, let's
Otherwise,
go. Let's
Only,
go.
let me tell you, you said there's
For-
no pressure on Forest, but there's pressure on Wolves and their new manager. This is a manager that has won Europa League. His reputation is at stake. He doesn't want to get relegated. So
And that's
that's why I
Wolverhampton
said
now.
the way you analyze the two games, like for me, Wolves is even the trickier one. Nottingham Forest.
That's
for
what I'm
the
saying.
UK.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
Why I gave United? I am not trying to say it's not tricky, but why I said United is because United is on a good run of
Yeah.
form,
What good,
right?
because you beat Nottingham Forest 3-0. Is it not the last?
Oh, Sumio.
It is not before. It is not before Nottingham. Even before the break, was United not on a good run of form? They were.
Very good
and
run.
they
Don't
Very
continued.
good run.
So let's see if United
You understand?
is
But that is not the case with Chelsea. If Chelsea were on a good run of form, I would have obviously have said, okay, but that is not the case. I mean, Chelsea fans are not even confident in their team. I mean, they are not confident in their team because now that Reece James is out injured, they don't know where the goals are or the assist or where the
Reece James, Chelsea's best player. That's how you should name it. Reece James, Chelsea's best player.
Chelsea's best player. Yes, you understand. So these are the things that one should factor. So that's why I'm saying Chelsea fans should not underrate Forest because if you do, they're going to get a surprise. So take
If
Forest.
they do, they'll get missing in the
That's
Forest.
what I'm saying. Exactly. So take Forest seriously, or otherwise.
All right, let's quickly talk about the January transfer. It's going to open. I think it's going to open on Sunday. Some teams are already, Chelsea are already buying players like saying, which kind of market with this? I don't understand.
Meta 5 naira.
I'm probably now come here that they are this.
I struggle to understand that club sometimes.
I don't understand.
Let me look. Looking from the outside, looking in, I understand you people's plight. Why you might not understand? Why you might not know what's going on? I'm sure Sheye knows what's. See, look, this man has come to take over. But I know things that the sort of signings that Todd Bowley is making. We are definitely, we've changed the model. The club model has changed, no doubt about it. We have left Roman Abramovich's era. Graham Potter is going nowhere. We are signing future talents all over the world now. You know, young players that have potentials. We are doing that. So it's not all about spending the money. Enzo Fernandez is a young star. Is a World Cup winner.
I'm going to ask you a question, Prof, on Enzo Fernandez, because we have about 3 teams, including Liverpool, battling for Enzo Fernandez. Do you think 120 million euros?
I know you will speak about the money.
That has spent 6 months in Europe, in European
I know you will
months.
speak about the money, but one thing I've come to realize is that the money doesn't matter again once these players start playing.
Yes, Chelsea has money.
We all started. We're
wow.
The money for the 30-year-old Casemiro, blah blah blah. 31. You look at now, nobody's looking at that again because this man is performing. He has literally changed Man United's midfield completely. Casemiro. Nobody speaks about the money. So look, we are now in that realm. If Enzo Fernandez comes for that money, you said it yourself. Liverpool are there. Other big teams are there. For us to be able to get him, snatch him from the confidence of this team, we have to pay more. So if he takes 120, I don't mind, as long as we look for a replacement for N'Golo Kante, who who might be coming to the end of his career in Chelsea. So Chelsea's model is I love it. We are going to take over next season. Kuku has been signed. Fofana, the next Drogba is there. We are taking over. We are taking over slowly. You guys will not see us coming. You will see us coming.
You are signed by the Ashile too.
And Badiashile from Monaco.
Yeah,
Yes.
as well.
Badiashile.
Yes,
And
don't worry.
Fofana.
You see, we are not just concentrating on household names. We are signing talents too as well. We are mixing it up very well. Abisheye,
right.
what do you have to say?
Wait, it's one thing. It's one thing for Chelsea.
You guys
Sorry,
to have died.
It's one thing for Chelsea to sign all these players, and it's another thing for you to have a proper manager to bring out the best in them.
Yes.
Because the players that are going for they are good talents. But the question is, does Graham Potter have what it takes to bring out the best in these guys?
The best out of them.
So that's just the question mark on it.
I think he's here to prove that, but I personally think he will come good. Look at Arteta. Your manager has given me, another insight to be able to sometimes relax and give these people time. Arteta was always one match away from the sack. Look at what he's doing now. So I am not going to follow. I mean, I'm still hurt that Tuchel was sacked, but I'm not going to follow the plastic Chelsea fans and say let's sack what's his name, Graham Potter. Let's give him time. I think if we give him time with the new model, I think he will come good because he knows what he's doing. The manager is a good manager. He will come good.
All right, let's go to
start by beating Forest on when are you playing? So
all right, hold on.
Kule, what's your own with these Forest people?
I want to ask something about this transfer right now. I want to start with Liverpool. Which area are you guys strengthening? Is it the defense, the midfield, or the attack? Because you already signed this guy, Gakpo, and Liverpool. Over to you. Which area are you strengthening? Because the viewers want to know what your club is doing right now.
I think Liverpool's most major area for improvement is visible to the blind. It's the midfield. And that's why when the Gakpo news came in, I was shocked, honestly. I know Gakpo is a huge talent, but the position he plays, we have about four players who can play in that particular position. So I don't know, maybe Klopp has other plans. Maybe he wants to put him in midfield like he did with Wijnaldum or something. I really don't know. But we clearly need a midfielder. And the names that are being put in are very good names. Bellingham, we are hearing that he might eventually go to Real Madrid.
He has chosen Real Madrid.
I mean, we are just, those are still, it's not like he are signed for Real Madrid. They are still rumors anyway. Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea have come in to spoil the market for everyone like they usually do. So now there's a transfer battle going on for Enzo Fernandez, which I don't think we'll be interested in.
I think you guys are in for Moises Caicedo, which for me is very good for you people.
Exactly. I think if we can get Moises Caicedo for maybe 60, 70 million, it will be a good signing because definitely
60, 70 mil.
Yes, I think it's worth it. It's worth every penny.
Come on now.
They got Cucurella too for almost that. I mean, Brighton won't sell on it.
They won't sell less than that.
Yeah, I don't think they won't sell less than that. I mean,
Iris, I just want to ask a question. Do you think Gakpo signing, is it Gakpo, whatever? Do you think it was Klopp signing? Like Klopp literally went out for him?
Most of Liverpool signings are Klopp signings, honestly. Only few signings have not been Klopp signings. But Gakpo is a huge talent, like I said. They are probably thinking, okay, Jota and Diaz won't be back until March, so Gakpo can slot in there. But I'm a little bit surprised that you don't know where Gakpo will play. For me, I think Gakpo's best position he plays as from the left wing, okay. But I think Klopp might want to use him as a false nine, as the new Roberto Firmino, who can score goals. Yes, so that's what I feel Klopp wants to do with him. I don't know, but we're still yet to find out. But I think that's what he will do with him. I think Nunez
What now happens to Nunez if he's using?
Nunez at the moment, Nunez has to fight because he's not scoring goals. He's shooting blanks.
Nunez is
so
if
he keeps with that amount of money.
Yes,
but you have to keep playing him. If you don't try him or try to improve him and all of that, you have to.
The FA Cup is there. The FA Cup is there for him to play to learn on the ropes. No. Banter aside. He can tend to gain more from there when he plays the FA Cup. The Champions League is still there. He can start, But I think the pace of the Premiership is. I'm not saying Nunes is not a good striker. He's still raw. He needs to be, to be processed. And I think when he plays cup games like that, give him number of games to play, he will come out good at the end. But for now, he is not at the Liverpool standard. That was the point I was trying to make on the group. I'm
But
not
Klopp
saying he's
said that
not a
was
good
how
player.
Lewandowski was too. He said Lewandowski
that's
when
exactly. He
he
said
Lewandowski did
was
not
in his
perform
first
for
season.
on the training ground. He kept on missing the target as well, so that
Mm.
Nunes will come good. I feel like Nunes will still play, but maybe
Hopefully.
Gakpo is just an
Hopefully.
emergency solution.
Yeah. So
All
the
right,
Gakpo
over
signing,
Okay.
like I just want to quickly finish up with. So we need the midfield. Chamberlain, Keita, they are at the end of their contract at the end of this season.
They're
I
not
don't know.
renewing them.
You will
I'm not
exactly.
sure.
That's what I wanted to ask.
I'm not sure we'll be
Renew
renewing,
it now.
especially Chamberlain. I don't think we'll be renewing
No,
Chamberlain.
you need to renew it now.
So,
They've been very loyal. They've been loyal.
Yeah, they won Champions League.
Don't mind
they
Kule is
won,
being
they won
sarcastic.
things with us. Yeah, the same team we used to beat.
Don't
Man
worry, he will
United
come back
last
home.
season.
Arteta will bring out the best in him.
So I think if we get Caicedo for maybe 60, 70, for me, I'll spend that amount on Caicedo than 120 on Enzo Fernandez, honestly. So I think we should just leave Chelsea to do their thing as they usually do. They did the same thing with Lakata. So let them have him, and we'll go for Moses Caicedo. I think Klopp would do well with that. So.
Lakaka. Oh, Lakulala. Chelsea. Wait, guys, let me tell you something. Chelsea, they buy, sha.
No, I don't. For what we are for what Budanu.
Once Chelsea is involved in a transfer, just forget it. They will spoil that market.
We are not the ones spoiling the market now. Benfica are the ones asking for it. So what do you expect?
I've never seen such a anything they put in anything. You can't imagine. You remember that Lampard season? They bought Kai Havertz. They bought almost.
Yes, now he bought
Werner.
Werner, bought everybody. No, we have money. There's money for us, so we don't have problem. Well, meanwhile, let me quickly speak on Chelsea. What we need, because we definitely look. They have to sign a right back. Reece James, the best right back in the world.
I heard he has Juranovic.
He has had a very unlucky, season. These injuries. I just hope these injuries are not more frequent because it can hamper his career. He was supposed to go to the World Cup. He couldn't go because of this injury, and now he's back again. He'll be out for a month. So Chelsea have to sign a right back, and like Ari said, we are in for Juranovic, the Croatian right back, just about 9 to 10 million or thereabout. I think it will be a decent buy just to fill up that gap before James comes back, because Aspilicueta can't do the job. And this is the reason why I'm not confident. Look, if James is in that back line, I feel very confident. Chelsea played with a lot of confidence when he was playing against Bournemouth. When he's not there, it's a different ball game entirely. So we need to sign a right back. Pretty much that. Yeah.
All right. Over to you, Manchester
right
United.
back that will be your best player. Just to stress that.
Another best playing right back.
Another best player.
You guys, I don't understand why. People feel a right back cannot be a best player. A right back is a footballer in the team,
No. That's why.
So I don't know why are you undermining the right back?
I'm not. You're not undermining. That's why we are
funny how a team can crumble.
No, that's why you need a right back so that he can be your best player in.
Don, I think we need to change. I think we need to give Prof a new name. Prof. Reece James.
Professor Reece.
Why is
Dortmund is coming. They go wire now.
Don't mind them. Manchester United, don't back to you.
Bring Sheye on. I want to know what Sheye thinks about the fact that we need the right back. Sheye is laughing.
Before I bring Sheye in, let me conclude with Manchester United. Kunle and Robbie, where are we strengthening, please? It's very important.
It's not. That one is no debate. Everyone knows. We need it in the.
Everyone knows. Top 6. Yeah, okay.
No, who is top? No. He's top for at least third position. At least.
The third position.
Yeah. But they can go higher than that, of course. But third position, the least. So, anyways, yeah. So United need a striker. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo has left. So there needs to be that void. We can't use Anthony Martial alternating with maybe Marcus Rashford. I think there is need for that proven striker, and I think Erik ten Hag has come out to say. So that's why I think maybe Gakpo was not really necessary for United, because United have options on the wings, even if they are not big names or they are not consistent. The point is there are options, and I believe Ten Hag maybe believes he can work on them. I mean, Sancho is still out there, is he in the Netherlands or somewhere trying to build himself up and up. So maybe if he comes back, he'll come out good. But there needs to be that forward option, because if Anthony Martial gets injured, you don't enter voice maybe that. So we need a forward. We need a forward that can.
I tell you. Robbie, do you agree with Kunle? Do you agree, Robbie?
Oh, yes, I'm with you. Yes. Sorry, I'm with you, Jai.
Yeah, do you agree with Kunle what Manchester United we need at the moment before we go to Arsenal? I'm sure Arsenal doesn't need any strengthening in January. They're all okay.
I think United actually needs to strengthen in attack. Personally, because since the departure of Ronaldo, I will still need somebody to keep those guys up front on their toes. Because if you look at the way Manchester United fans are always complaining, because that is when you see Rashford will just come in and he will decide to play like one local NPFL player, where he will see huge chances and he will just decide to sky them out of the stadium. And we also know that Martial sometimes can be plagued by injury, and he too also can go back to factory reset, where he too can just lose chances upon chances. So in attack, United needs a player. Yes, at least they need an addition. In the midfield, I think Casemiro is doing very well. And I'll tell you, the match against Nottingham Forest, I was just dreaming, and I was saying Casemiro because he was just formidable that day. He was exceptional. I think the only worry I have is the fact that McTominay is young, but I think McTominay just needs a little bit of polishing here and there for him to be able to become that kind of material that United can be reliable, can rely upon. So, besides that, I think it's sincerity and that took charge. I think he has kept everybody on their toes. Even Spider-Man Wan-Bissaka was impressive in the 2 games he played. I think aside that, maybe more or less aside attack, I think central defense is also where we need to get somebody, because
right now, Manchester United, we shouldn't be talking about transfer anyway, because there's no money. There's no money.
The truth is, let them sell the club first, then we'll know where to start from.
That means let's Manchester United forget about transfer right now, unless we are going for loan players or this.
Yes, we can get players to the end of the season.
As soon as
we can get a loan player to the end of the season.
It might be the difference between making the top 4 and not making the top 4.
Me, I'm not putting my mind in top 4. I'm telling you, you don't sign anything.
So if Martial is out, it's a big problem. So I think the club needs a striker as soon as possible.
Yes, and over to you, Ace. Lastly, Arsenal. They are number 1 in the league right now. Do you think you guys need to strengthen, and where exactly?
Yeah, Arsenal needs to strengthen. That one is no brainer. We know with the injury with Gabriel Jesus, I know they are trying to be careful, but I heard in the news, like words on the streets, that they are looking out for a Spanish striker from the Spanish league. Possibly that could be a guy that would come in and give competition to Gabriel Jesus, maybe whenever he comes back from injury. But we know the player that they've been gunning for. It's been in the news for the past how many weeks now? Modric, the Michael Modric of Shakhtar Donetsk. And we know the valuation. Shakhtar Donetsk are valuing him for 100 million euros. And the money that was offered, that was put on the table by Arsenal, 45 million pounds, which is equivalent to 60 million euros or thereabout, or 65 million euros thereabout, was rejected. And I saw a funny tweet. They said the whole of Shakhtar Donetsk is valued as a club for 130 million euros. Why can't Arsenal just buy the entire club and just get Modric? So, it's been back and forth. But we know Arteta is keen. He really wants the guy. He has seen him. He wants him to be part of what he's building. And in the defense, we know we have covers in every area. The left fullback, we have 3 players that can play there conveniently. Tomiyasu, Tierney, and Zinchenko. The right fullback, we have Ben White that can also play. Tomiyasu can also play there. And also we have Cedric, but we heard Cedric will be sold out possibly to Fulham. We don't know what is happening there, but I know that wide the wing is where he really wants to strengthen, and we know about Danilo from a club in Brazil, and Arsenal really want to do the business early enough so that they can integrate the players into the squad, because January transfer windows, really players at times find it difficult to adapt to the new team that signs them, so possibly want to get it quick and fast and let them move on with it. But I see Modric coming in. I see it being announced because this evening it was announced that they were going back to the negotiation table. And when clubs like that keep coming back saying they want to negotiate, you know at the time they will fall for a particular price. So, but I feel Arteta wouldn't want to upset the apple cart. He knows what he wants. He knows the kind of players he wants to add to the squad, and that has given him what they've achieved thus far this season. If you realize, this team decided building this team last season. The only guys that were added were Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, which really took them to the next level. So whatever player they will be wanting to bring will be a player that will take them from the point where Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko had gotten them to, maybe take them another top notch further and possibly help them win a title. Like I said, on the wings and the midfield, a backup for Partey, because we know Elneny and Lokonga are not on Partey's level. Whatever happens to Partey now is jeopardy for Arsenal. We saw what happened last season at the crunch time when we lost Partey, and that was when the cookie crumbled for us. But we wouldn't. I know they've learned, and I know with experience they've learned, so they wouldn't want that to happen this season again, because top four is paramount, and any other thing that comes apart from the top four is a bonus, and is a bonus for us. So they would strengthen in that area as well, a backup for Partey. So central midfield and also on the wings is where Arsenal is looking at. Possibly a striker possibly might come in towards the end of the transfer window.
All right, thank you so much.
Sorry, latest report. I just saw about.
That's what I want to say. That's what I want to ask you. Is that true? Ronaldo.
Ronaldo has signed for Al-Nassr for $75 billion, and
per season.
Per season is incredible money.
That's
crazy
terrible money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people will be watching their league anyway. Because
for me, I feel like I think it's a good
person.
decision. I think it's a good decision that too, because at the end of the day, what's he looking for again? The debate is over. The good debate is over. There's nothing he wants to win again to add. So let him just go and earn as much money as he can earn.
The good debate is not over, man.
The good debate
is over. There is no debate.
Look at Pele. So what's happening?
There is no debate. There is no debate.
Take your time. Better take your time.
There is no debate.
And that's why
there is no debate. There is no debate because
every news channel, even sports that are not sports channels, are reporting Pele's demise as a major headline, and you are come on, man.
What major debate?
The debate is not over. It's not. It's not.
What is my business with Pele? Did I watch him?
It's not because.
Okay, so if it's not over, then who are we going to be comparing to the current GOAT? Ronaldo that is playing in Saudi League. Who's going to watch Saudi League? Even Kule don't watch Saudi League.
You can't because of no. You can't because of.
You won't show Saudi League.
I'll keep saying it. Those who watch the game in the 60s and 70s will always go for Maradona and Pele. So I'm not surprised. So, but for me, like I said, Messi is not yet done. He's still going to achieve a lot of things. He's still with PSG. They want to give him another 2-year contract. So, for me, it's over. No matter what maybe
for me, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for Ronaldo to also set new records, man. It's another opportunity
in Saudi Arabia.
Regardless, come on. We know his retirement money. We can't say because Messi won the World Cup and all of a sudden everything Ronaldo has achieved, everything Ronaldo has achieved, everything. Even if I'm alone, I know there are a lot of people that.
You are the only one. You are the only one in your world. You are in your world.
Well.
All right, guys.
The debate is over. After
The
Pele,
debate is
only one
not
goal.
over. The debate is not over.
It's over.
Messi's
Okay.
14 years in Spain, Barcelona, and couldn't.
Mm.
Come on, this is a guy that went from Portugal to
I
England
couldn't
to
do
Spain.
what? Three center. I couldn't
That's
do
what I'm
what?
saying. That's what I'm saying. Ronaldo is a player that went from Portugal to
But
England.
Pele didn't
He's
leave
a
Portugal.
wonder now. He's a one-day spider. That's why he was going everywhere.
And conquered these leagues. He conquered all these leagues.
Conquer the
And
league. Let him go and conquer the world.
See what
Let
happened
him go
in
and
Barcelona
conquer the world.
for
All right,
14
guys, we got to wrap
for
up the
14
show.
years.
I gotta go.
For 14 years.
The service is still the goals forever.
Good.
Kule, thank you so much for coming. Tomorrow is Manchester United. Thank you so much, Kule. All right, share your media. I want love, bro.
Yeah, thank you, the Don.
All right, bye for now, Prof.
Hey, thank you, the Don.
You just they buy everything. They buy everything. They continue to buy. You don't care.
You.
I will use my money to eat. All right, Robbie, what's going on, bro?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right. Iris, bro. Thanks,
The
man.
Don, thank you.
All right. Ace.
It's good to be on the show. We'll see 2023.
All right, thank God. All right. People, it's time to go, man. I gotta go now. I wish you guys a very fantastic New Year. This is how far we can go tonight. It's been fantastic. We did preview game weekends, weekday. That's game week 17. That's the review, and also game 18 preview is going down right now at West Ham. We're still 0-0 with Brighton. 12 minutes gone in this match. It's been fantastic, people. Please smash the like on the video, subscribe anywhere you're watching from. This is Intercontinental Sports TV. The Don is signing out. One love, people. Bye for now.